We love this film. It's really the most beautiful picture of the year, so congratulations that we're here. Tell us, is there anything you want to say about the original French film and the writers of the film? I know I didn't hear anything about it later. I know Troy talked about it here in the press room.
Yeah, I mean, Victoria Bedos, who's one of the original writers, emailed me today. We've had, you know, they're so happy, and that's joyous too, when it starts from a place, you know, they planted the seed. This was a premise that was beautiful. I saw that in the original film, and managed to take that story and imbue it with my own personal story. And that was an amazing journey, and I'm so happy that they gave me that gift, and I'm so happy that they're happy that this film exists, and so it's been an amazing ride.
And 1:30.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you what this means for women.
Oh my God, what does it mean for women? Look, I came up watching Jane Campion. I came up watching other filmmakers and understanding that this was something that I could do because I saw someone that looked like me doing it. And I hope I can be that for the new generation of young women out there, and for indie filmmakers who are struggling to make their films and fighting for the way that they want to make it. I mean, this is a huge moment for independent film. You know, when we went into Sundance, this film had no distributor. Like, I went into Sundance thinking, I hope somebody buys this movie, and we just won Best Picture. Like, this is like the stuff that dreams are made of. It's really been amazing. And so, you know, yes, to women out there, to indie filmmakers out there, to anyone who's fighting to tell a story, like, this is a beautiful moment.
And from our virtual press room, we have a question from Daily Wire. There will be a slight delay.
I go ahead?
Daily Wire?
Yes, do I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm so excited, Coda won. What would you say this movie celebrates?
This movie celebrates deaf culture. And this is something, look, Marlee Matlin won an Oscar 35 years ago, and she's been alone in this industry. She has been the sole representative of this community, and it's time for that to change. And this is a huge moment for the deaf community, for the Coda community, for the disability community. This is history. There are 3 deaf actors in the lead of this film. There is ASL on screen. We are saying that you belong here, that your stories are important. And I hope that this is the rock at the top of the hill that starts an avalanche. And I hope that this is not a movie, it's a movement.
And our last question is from Metro UK in their virtual press room.
Hi, Sakina here. Huge congratulations to you guys. This movie is just incredible. I just cried throughout all of it. I was so deeply moved by it. How important is it for you to, you know, cast real deaf actors and to tell the story of the deaf community? And do you feel like this is like a turning point in Hollywood now where we're going to see more stories like this?
I really hope it is a turning point. I hope it is the first. You know, this is a story of one family. There are so many stories in this community that need to be told. And I really hope that this movie kicks the door open and allows other people through. And not just deaf actors, deaf writers, deaf directors, you know, people from the disability community who've been ignored and left out of Hollywood. You know, I have an interpreter next to me because there are deaf people at home that need to see this and participate in it. This is a historic moment for the community. And so I'm so grateful that this happened. I'm so grateful. You know, I visited a deaf school this week, and the kids were so excited. They saw their language on screen. They saw a movie that represented them. And that was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And, you know, stories and movies can be forces of change in our society, but only when they reflect the diversity of our human experience. And so it's time to open the door. It's time to welcome in people that have been marginalized and silenced. And I hope that this is the first of many, many films to come.
Thank you. And now we're going to add in the producers for Best Picture for Coda. We'll start with 176 and then 155 after that.
Hi, it's Roger Friedman. Over here.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I met you at the Gotham Awards, and it's been a long slog. I saw this at Sundance, and I knew that it was a great movie, and it was the movie with heart. I know you're shocked that you're here. I mean, when you were at Sundance and you said that you didn't even know if you had a distributor, and now you've won the Oscar, I mean, can you go, Patrick, can you go a little bit more into that too? It must be a shock.
Yes. Yes. I mean, look, I think for us, when we got selected for Sundance, that was like already an incredible victory. We were so happy. And then every other steps along the way was such an amazing journey, thanks to this lady on my left. And my partners on my right and my left as well.
Does that mean independent film is still alive?
Yes.
Oh, definitely,
Yes.
definitely. We are not folding the tent, okay? And no one internationally or domestically are folding the tent. And we are actually going to keep doing those movies that we care about for a global audience.
Thank you. 155 and then 149 after that.
Good stories will always remain alive, no matter how.
I just want to hear how hard you had to fight to get a deaf actor like Troy Kotsur in there, because I know the original had hearing actors playing deaf roles. And so was there any pressure? People said, couldn't you get a movie star in the role? Nobody knows Troy Kotsur. He's just a theater actor. So can you talk about the fight to get him in the movie?
Well, honestly, it's about how financing for films works, and the fact that it's frustrating being an independent filmmaker that you're supposed to run out and get movie stars in your movie, and that's how your film gets financed. And this was a case of really knowing how a story should be told deep in my heart and my gut, and knowing that I would rather see the movie die and never get made than get made the wrong way. And so, yes, I stuck to my guns, and there was a long time where I thought, oh, okay, because of what I believe and because of how I feel this movie should be made, it's never going to be made. But that's okay, because I know what's right. I know, how this should be done. And to speak to Troy, I saw him on stage in a Deaf West production of At Home at the Zoo. And I was in the audience, and he walked on stage. He's the most charismatic, interesting, handsome, funny, weird, crazy, cool person. And I was like, that guy is a movie star. Why hasn't anybody made that guy a movie star? But I can't believe I did. Like, I fought to cast him because he was so right for this part. He's so funny, he's so deep, he's so emotional. And I just hope he continues to work. I want people to write for him. I want people to create roles for him, for all of these actors, for Daniel, for Marley. This isn't about sitting at home and waiting for the phone to ring because there's a deaf part a year from now. Like, creators need to think about these actors as they're writing and be imaginative in their storytelling, to be inclusive, because obviously people respond to a story like this.
And 149, where are you?
Hi, congratulations for your film, for the goal that you have in your hand. One of the lovely things about your movie is that at the end of the day, you represent people. And one of these people, and I'm from Mexico, is Latinos. But we don't see Latinos, we see a person, a master, a teacher, a mentor in Eugenio Derbez. And also he's making his history. I don't know if you know, but the last Mexican who was in a Best Picture movie like that was Cantinflas in Around the World in 80 Days. So I'd like to ask you, tell me about having an ally in Eugenio Derbez.
Eugenio is a joy. He's a brilliant actor. He's not just a comedian. He's a dramatic actor. And, you know, this character of this teacher was inspired by the great teachers of my life, my high school teacher, you know, my drama teacher, my English teacher was sort of a mashup of these amazing teachers I had. And so to find someone who could bring so much humor to the film and energy and life, and his work ethic is amazing. He's so much fun to have on set. And yes, this is not just about deaf representation. You know, we have a Latino actor in there as well, and that's important too. So, you know, we gotta bust down these doors, guys. We gotta change it up, you know? We've been telling the same stories about the same people for too long. And this is a great moment for recognizing that the world will respond when they see something that feels true and loving and about universal themes that everyone can connect to. And I hope it continues.
And we have a last question from 214 here. Wait for the microphone.
Hi, Becca with the Skim. What scene, first of all, congratulations. What scene are you most proud of, or was the hardest to film? Tell us a little secret, come on.
Okay. The fishing boat stuff was so hard. And that Coast Guard boarding scene was so intense. We had a real life Coast Guard TJ, who's the harbor master in Gloucester, and he has done like 100 of these boardings. And so we were like, let's just do it. We're gonna actually do this stunt, and he's gonna pull up alongside, and he's gonna jump on board on 2 moving boats, both going full speed out in open water in the ocean. And the first time, Heather's standing in, you know, fish up to her knees, interpreting, like hanging on for dear life. The whole crew is like, we didn't have a bathroom on this boat. Like, we were peeing in a bucket in front of the wheelhouse. And the boat pulls up. First time we do the stunt, the boats like smash together and all the windows smash on the Coast Guard boat. And I was like, first take, and we smashed all the windows on our one boat that we can use. So my amazing Marine coordinator, Joe Borland, like punched out all the rest of the windows. So if you guys go back and watch the movie, there's no glass in the windows of the Coast Guard boat because we smashed it on the first take. So there you go.
And we do have one last question in our virtual press room. I apologize. From Aniko from Hungary. There'll be a slight delay. Aniko, you ready?
Yes. Patrick,
Where are you, Aniko?
I am at home.
Ah, okay.
And I am at home in Los Angeles.
Wait, that's my daughter's
And
name, Aniko.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
that's not your daughter.
Hungarian.
Yes, I'm Hungarian.
She's Hungarian.
Yes.
What's up? Yeah, we know that. Patrick, 7 years ago at Sundance, at the Sundance Festival, you met a guy by the name of Damien Chazelle.
Yes, that's true.
And you discovered him. You gave him a chance.
I did not discover him. I basically invited myself at the dinner party that he had for his movie, which I really wanted to acquire for domestic, and somehow it was totally screwed up. So I didn't get it, but I really wanted to. I thought he was so talented that I really wanted to spend more time with him and figure out a way to get involved in his life on his next movie, which, as you know, we won the Oscar for 15 Seconds.
It was called La La Land, yes.
That's true.
And now, 7 years later, you risk your filmmaker reputation for a little movie, Coda. And here we go, and we have a real Oscar now.
True.
So what does it take for you to find these young filmmakers and to risk your... I don't even know the word.
There was no risk per se. I mean, I think, Philippe, Fabrice, and I really got really lucky to got the basic of a great idea, which is a movie that Philippe has produced, which was the French movie. And luckily, we met Sean. She came with an incredible pitch. I remember that meeting, like, in details. She came to the office at Lionsgate, and it was so good. And we had meetings, I remember, with other writers, and I said to my team, and Philippe said as well, I said, we don't want to meet, Patrick, Philippe, the meetings are set already. Cancel them, please. Okay, we find our filmmaker, and filmmaker is Sean, and she was there from the very beginning.
So one more thing for Sean, I'm sorry if I may. Since you are Hungarian, how Hungarian are you?
Half? I'm half Hungarian. What do you mean?
Yeah,
like,
but
you want me to speak Hungarian?
Oh, you can speak Hungarian?
I mean, I can count to 10.
No. I mean, how Hungarian are you in your heart?
Oh, in my heart, deeply Hungarian.
She loves goulash also.
No, I will say this. Look, my father was a Hungarian refugee. He escaped during the Hungarian Revolution with his family. I think, for me, one of my points of connection coming into the film was as a child of immigrants, both of my parents, and feeling like while I was not a Coda, I did understand that cultural divide of feeling like you are culturally different from your parents and what that is to kind of feel a separation generationally. And so, interestingly, yes, and my dad, the Rossi's family is my family. Like, we are just as dirty and funny and weird and flawed as the Rossis, but also just as loving. And, my dad had this refugee mentality where he would have kept us in like one room together at all times, hanging out all the time. And there's probably some enmeshment there, but it allowed me to tell a story about a family that, was boundaryless and needed to have a mutual coming of age in order to figure out what those boundaries could be and allow Ruby to go off in the world and pursue her dreams. So it actually is very connected to who I am and being the child of immigrants.
Thank you very much, and huge congratulations.
And Nico, just a little thought for our good friend, Andy Vanya.
That's right. God bless you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.